Hey everyone, it's Wolfrun here, and with the double XP event they've just had on Call of Duty, I've decided to go for the Damascus Camo. So the first thing I managed to unlock was the Gold and Platinum SMGs, which you're going to see here in a moment. Wasn't the best final game to unlock it, but finally got there. And I'm going to share my hints and tricks to get there as fast as possible, because I actually managed to do this pretty quickly. So with the key to it is Shipment. You need the Shipment playlist in order to be able to get through the kills as quickly as possible. Here you can see all 5 SMGs leveled up to Platinum. This took me about 3 days in total, I think, of playing COD, quite a few hours per day. Really, the first day I'm only figuring out because I already had the MP5 and the AUG as gold, and so I really had to focus on getting the others up there. But I did most of it through Shipment. I pretty much can't see straight now from playing so much Shipment, but it's it's the key to do it. Here I've given you a snippet of the Bison, and I play Shipment hardcore. You don't need to do most of the challenges on hardcore. You can do them in the normal Shipment playlist. There really is no difference. The advantage of hardcore is you just don't need as many shots to land in order to get your kills, so you can rack up some kills really quite quickly. But the key is, and you got to churn your way through, the key to your build for the SMGs in Shipment is to make sure effectively they're as fast as possible. You don't need a suppressor, because frankly people are never going to know where you are on the map. It really doesn't matter, but you want to do high damage and sprint fire speed, hip fire and ADS speed. Those are the things that really matter on this map. And as you can see, the gameplay, you can just go through these games one after another to get your kills. Now the crucial thing I found the SMGs is the ones that really drive me nuts are the mounted kills and the long shot kills. You really can't do long shots on Shipment. There just isn't the space to get them done. So what I do is, as soon as I unlock the long shot camo, I actually come out of Shipment. I stay in hardcore, because you've got to be in hardcore for the long shots, because it just makes them so much easier to get. And then I play the hardcore 10v10 mosh pit to get the larger maps where I can get the lines of sight for the long shots. And I'm going to show you several of those maps to get them. The other ones that drive me, and I think a lot of people mad, are mounted kills. Now you can do the mounted kills in Shipment. I do that a little bit. Certainly I don't think I do it in this video, but you can mount up on the forklifts, you can mount up on the oil barrels, but with everything changing and moving so fast on Shipment, you just can't really get as many as you'd want. I'm going to show you the best maps, I think, to get mounted and long shot kills. In my view, the best maps are Rust, Euphrates Bridge and Grasner Raid. Arklov Peak you can do as well. You can sit in the trench, sit on the church, but people really know those, and so they're often snapping onto them, and in hardcore it can be quite difficult. So those are places that I'll use. I don't skip out of maps when I'm in the 10v10 mosh on hardcore, but my preference is those 3 maps. That's Rust, Euphrates Bridge and Grasner Raid for my long shots, and I'm going to show you the places where you can really set up to get them. In terms of the other camos, I think some people find the headshot camo can be sometimes quite difficult, but as it comes relatively fairly early on, and if you play Shipment or one of the smaller maps regularly and getting high kills, you'll generally find you do get enough head kills across all of them. My other tip for you is as soon as you open Reptile, which is the no attachment camo, which is relatively late on, I immediately take off all the attachments and then I focus entirely on just getting kills. Now you can switch back to Shipment and just get the Reptile kills. Sometimes I'll try and still get long shots, but without attachments it's quite difficult to get them, and so I'll just focus on getting through those as quickly as possible. Play a bit of Shipment. You can generally do it in 2 or 3 games. And so normally what I've been planning to do, as soon as I'm through Reptile, attachments go back on, and back focusing on long shots and mounted kills, which are the ones, as I said, I found for the SMGs take the longest. The other one that can sometimes cause some trouble is the reload camo. On most of the weapons, not a problem. On the Bison, because it already has such a large mag, you're not reloading much. I needed the reload, it was the last camo I had to unlock for the Bison, and so what I did was put on sleight of hand. And my trick for this is, every time you spawn, take a couple of shots, reload, and then move. Bit difficult sometimes on shipment, you might get spawn killed, you might have all sorts of different things, but that's the quickest way to grind through the reload camos. As soon as you spawn, take a couple of shots, reload, and then go on. If you get 1 or 2 kills, that's fine. If you keep on doing that, you'll find that you get the reload camo really quickly. So to summarise my tips, 1, you've got to play Shipment. 2, when you unlock long shots, immediately go over to hardcore setup for long shots with the weapon. 3, when you unlock mounted camos, you've got to start working on those in conjunction with long shots. 4, when you unlock the reload, you've got to focus on doing the reloads, use sleight of hand, take a couple of shots when you spawn, reload, and then focus on that one. 5, when you reach the no attachment camos, the reptile camos, you've got to focus only on those. Take all the attachments off immediately and go straight for the kills. I'd be back into Shipment and I'd be starting just to churn through those with a view then to returning to long shots and mounted, which is what I did with each of the SMGs to get through. And as I said, probably about, for me, 3 days worth of Call of Duty. The first day had been previously spent MP5 and AUG. I got gold a while ago, and then with the double XP and the Shipment playlist, I probably spent about 2 days worth of playing. I don't mean that in 2 days worth of time, I just mean that 2 days for me, so that's playing in the evenings because I don't do this full time. I just do this for a bit of fun. But you managed to get through it. And so then we're going to look at the different maps for long shots and mounted kills, where I think you can really maximise your chances for getting the most number of kills to complete those camos. First map we're going to look at is Rust. On Rust, I find there's only one real spot where I can really get mounted kills and long shot kills for the SMGs, and it really works for the SMGs. Firstly, get deployable cover. As your field upgrade for this one, you need the deployable cover for the mounted aspect of it. You can get long shots, and it's this corner point. You can get a decent line of sight across the map in 2 different ways. You can't get too easily shot from the very top by anyone. So basically I set up here, and look, let's be frank, in order to do long shots and in order to do mounted, you're going to end up doing a lot of camping if you want to do it quickly. If you don't want to camp, you can run around the map and play normally. You've got to try and remember to mount on things when you kill people, and you've got to try and take people at distance. But if you want to do it quickly, you've got to set up in the prime places where you can get your long shot and your mounted kills. Now, this is the only spot I use on Rust. I can generally get through my mounted kills and my long shot kills really quite quickly. As you can see here, do it on hardcore. I use Ghost, I use Cold-Blooded, I use Suppressor. So generally people don't look right up here, they don't see you. In hardcore they don't get a kill cam. The next one we're going to look at is Grasner Raid. Not going to show you any game footage because I think I'm going to show you the lines of sight that I find best for long shots and the mounted kills. So if we drop on this side, you'll see up here you can head up and get a okay line of sight. That'll certainly give you some long shots, but you're super exposed both in front of you and to your right. I really don't like that spot. I see a lot of people using this spot. You see a lot of snipers up here. Everyone sees that. When the opposite team come round, it's one of the first spots they check. You can get your long shots, you can get your mounted, but you're not going to be there for all that long. It just isn't going to work. So this is one of my favourite spots. If I spawn on this side of the map, and I'm getting my long shots, this is one of my favourite places. Not easy to mantle up on the far bit. You're a bit higher, a bit more exposed, but you get great shots across those windows. They can't quite see you properly, and you get shots across the map. So those will give you some really good long shots. You can't really get mounted, but you can't put the deployable cover out there. Effectively, what you're using on Grasner Raid are the power positions in order to get your camo bits done. And this is the next one. You'll get decent lines of sight across the hotel here. Again, very useful if the team are over, the enemy team are over that side. It's a little bit harder. You've got nowhere to mount on. It is a bit of a long shot, so you do have to make sure your weapon's set up for recoil control. Yellow is a great power position to hold. I normally hold it claymores, proximity mines on the stairs. Now this is a great trick for long shots. Here you can't get a line of sight, but if you mount on this window frame, you can get a line of sight across to that far part where often you'll find the enemy spawn. There's a great spawn trap on this map that happens. If you really want to see it used to great effect, I've got another video which I use for the FAL, and I'll leave the link below so you can see some gameplay where all these spots are used in game, and you can see how devastating it can be. Again, that's in hardcore. Key is I always play hardcore for these long shots because it's just so much easier to get them. Again, Broken Blue here is a great spot. It's another power position for long shots. You get a line of sight across. I never use that left hand corner because the space is too exposed, but you can use this. Generally you can catch people out in the open, get a decent line of sight across to where I showed you the other side of the map. You can get lines of sight across the laundry from here, and that's great, but you can also get very good mounted kills if you set up here. You've got to be standing to do it. Crouching won't get a good line of sight, but again, it's ideal when you're spawn trapped. I recommend go see that FAL video to see how all these positions are used, because that's the video, and that's the approach I took as well for the assault rifles. Next map, Euphrates Bridge. Again, you've got huge lines of sight. You're probably all used to it. You can get snipers across the board on it, which causes some real trouble trying to set up. But there's one power position I think that's great for the SMGs, and it's sitting up here. Now, if you set up, and in this particular match, the enemy team were spawn trapped to some degree, and it was able to pick up absolutely loads of mounted and long shot kills, and those really are my suggestions for getting through the SMGs and getting yourself on the road to Damascus. It's it is a grind. I'm not going to lie to you. It does take time because you've got to get quite a lot of kills, but working it this way, you'll find that you can get through it much quicker. And then what I'm going to do is produce several videos where you can see the different builds for the different guns in both for Shipment and both then for the long shots for the mounted kills, as I alter the builds accordingly, so that I can maximise the camo I'm trying to get. So those videos are not made yet, but as soon as they're made, they'll be out on the channel, and if you're watching this not on release, then they will hopefully be in the description below. I hope this has been helpful. If you can leave me a like, subscribe, and if you've got any tips as to getting through these camo challenges as quickly as possible, leave them below. Thanks a lot.